So we will now work on our cutting our sunflower. So remember, we already cut out our little templates. I actually glued cardstock so there'd be, so this is for leaves, but we're gonna do 50, 60 of those, and we're gonna start with the petals. So let me just cut this. Just get my templates perfect. So we will start cutting our sunflower petals. So we keep our little bag, put back our colors, our leftovers, and we will open it wide. So we are going to do right from the bottom. We need to get these. So right here, I'm going to paste it right here. And we're going to start. This is the crafting pen. So I like my crafting pen. It's just kind of like an X-Acto. You can use your X-Acto. You can mark them and cut them with scissors, whichever is easier to you. So we got one. Number 2. Oh, it's glued. Three. Gotta get it straight. Okay. 5. Six. the last piece, I want to show you a little trick in case you still don't have a crafting pen. It's pretty easy. You're going to do this. You're going to make little squares, and you just fold your template in half. I'm going to fold my little template in half, and you're going to fold the foam in half. And you can just place it over it. It's barely there. And you are going to put around. And this gives you a really even cut too. So it's pretty, you know, you can go whichever way. So we've got, now this, because I cut my template a little bit too much. And I didn't do, I'm gonna go through it. And then I think I didn't, you know, you have to be very straight when you're working with a crafting pen. But just to me, it's easier than first cutting the squares and then folding it in half. So, but whichever accommodates to you is going to be fine. You know, we have our own preferences with our tools. I mean, some people love it with the X-Acto knife. They're really good with it. But to me, it's like, it's too slanted. So we are going to get these. So we got our 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, where's the 8? 7, oh, 8. Here we go. So we got our 8 petals. So we're gonna go through it once again. I'm gonna try to get those points out, so try to use them up. The problem if we do that is it's going to be too short, so we're not gonna be able to do that. We're gonna have to go, let me turn it up again. Okay, here we go. And we are going to go, hopefully I get this straight. Usually, I think the lighting is right on top of where I'm usually doing it sitting down, but now it's like I'm learning to do it standing up for video usage. So here we go. I think we're gonna do the square strategy so you can try it out too. So here we go. So we can try our little squares. Now let's do it with, you can mark it and then cut it out with scissors. I'm just gonna mark it without cutting it because I think I ruined my little template. Oh, now it goes. Now I got it. Not putting it straight. Because the light is right in front of my eyes. So here we go. we're gonna go again. And there is the little thing that goes through it. Do this. There we go. 5. Go for number 6. Let's move these back over here. No, let me turn it around so we don't get that little thing confused. Little cut in my template that has been aggravating me right there. So just in case, it's really not going to be too noticeable when you do your thermoforming. Turn it around this way so we don't have that same issue that I've been suffering with. That one went kind of nasty. So it's going to be a beautiful sunflower. And then the last little piece, I'm just going to cut it like this so it won't move. Cut it. So we've got our 16 large petals done. So we're going to put them aside, put away all these little scraps that we've left over. Because, oh, it's so terrible when you're working and I have a mess in my studio all the time. So I got to be putting these leftovers always in their little bags. That's what we make our styrofoam balls instead of making that expense. So now we're gonna do as many as we can of these. Usually it's 10. One. Well, we only really need 8. I think it's my mat. It's got so much heat on it that it's had all these, you know, bumps, and it's had its suffering. So 3. That was straight. Something happened here. My crafting pen didn't go straight. So that means it slants. So let's make sure it is perfectly slanted. I don't know if you can see there. Well, that's if you are using the crafting pen. There it goes. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 2 more. $16, the big one. 7. And then 8. No, it's the bump. It's that little bump on my mat. Just noticed. I think I need a new one. Oh, I'm just so in love with my tools. But so we've got 8, 16, template 1, or template, I don't know if it's 1 or 2, small template, and we're just gonna cut these little things off. Keep these. And we're gonna put all our little scraps back in our little bag. And we are going to start our bud. That is some heavy cutting. So here we are. And we are done. So now we have our sunflower bud. We're gonna get our piece of foam. It's 18 by 14. So we're going to cut. And since they are, we're gonna mark it, and we're gonna cut 6 strips of 1 inch. So I'm just gonna mark it, and then another one, make a mark, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we're going to do 6 cuts, just a tiny little bit, 1.25 inches wide, which is a tiny little bit wider. It's very, very small. So .25 inches wide. Two, 3, 4, now don't worry, 5, 6. This one came a little bit smaller, but it's okay. Don't worry. There's lots of ways to fix any little thing. So we're just gonna cut through these. And this is gonna be a little bit time consuming, but then you get the hang of it. And these strips, we're gonna turn them into a cutting little strips with a like the little bud. So it's tons of time. Holding it here, so you got your 6 little ones, although this one came out really small. I'm actually cut it with a scissors, this one. go. And we've got our 12 strips. Now, very simple. I usually do it in 4. It depends how good your scissors are. So I'm going to do this. Actually, these are not my best scissors. And very thin little strips. You don't go all the way in. Okay? As thin as you can. Little cut over here. Make sure you don't go all the way, okay? This is your little strip. So we're gonna do this with all the 12 pieces. So yeah, that's kind of, well, it's not that time consuming, but make sure you don't go all the way. If you go all the way, if you happen to make, do not worry. You're gonna glue a strip. Actually, I'm gonna try to make a mistake so you can see that nothing happens, okay? Actually, these are not my favorite scissors. Make sure you leave like 1/3, 1/4 of an inch. So you got strip number 2. We're gonna keep on going. So these are the big strips. These are the little strips, so. Go again. And we're going to cut. go again. Strip number 4. Ooh, and I made a mistake there. Can you see? So the only thing we're going to do is cut it in half. So if you make a mistake, do not worry, because I made one. So we're going to do another one. Hopefully I don't make a mistake again. This side. And here we go. 1. There we go, 2, 3. We're almost halfway. So we're going to cut half. Yep, on this side, yep. So we're going to cut 1, 2, 3. We're going to cut, we're almost half through. So this is our 7th. This is, I think, the most time consuming part. Now I did have the Cricut, and I do have a giant laser cutter, which also does the job in case. The Cricut, not really, because it gets like stuck in the blade, or it unglues, and I think a little bit. And then the templates are just so big. Maybe for smaller flowers they do kind of work, and you got to do a lot. So here you go. We're 7. We're going on number 8. We cut half. Make sure I cut the right side. So here we go. 1. Ooh, I almost went through. If that does happen, do not stress out. You will still glue it all together. This one, just make sure they're all as thin as possible. So here we go. We got 4 more to go. So these are our little ones and our little bigger ones. Ooh. Almost went through. There you go. Cut here, cut here, and now let's keep on going. I have got to get my nails done. But I usually do have them done, but right now I've been creating so many flowers and I get so much glue and lacquer and that I said, not at this process in time, because they're gonna be ruined by the second day again. So we keep on going. There you go. Oh, this one's over here. Ooh, almost went through. I should probably go through one of them so you can see what happens. Nothing happens. You just glue more little strips. It's just a question of let me cut it so you can see. If you go through, nothing happens. This one's over here. And this one, remember, it got a little bit shorter. Don't worry. The only thing you got to make sure here is you don't go through it, right? So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Make sure you don't go through it. So almost getting there. So I'm gonna pass it over here. Actually, I'm gonna throw it to this side. And then this one's good enough. Let's fix this over here. This one we're gonna have to go all like that because it's just too short. Although it won't really show. I mean, when you have just one sheet of foam, you can go way faster, right? It all depends how you prefer. So here we go. And we are finished. This one we can use it over here. So this is our cutting the bud. And we are now going to start cutting our leaf for our sunflower. So we're going to cut 4 of these. We're just going to do technique sideways. You cut out your template from your kit, and we are just going to fold in half and start cutting. So this is basically as easy as it comes. So we just need 4 of these. So here's one. Save these little things. And then we're going to start two. And try to fit it here, and barely, and it does. So awesome, awesome. And we are going to go right at the edge and just start cutting. Two. Cut these off and keep them for later. And then we're going to see if this can go sideways here if it fits, which I doubt it. So we're going to have to go on this side. A little bit closer over here. Now, if it doesn't come out perfect, it doesn't, maybe the other way. Let's optimize. Let's just use this one like this. Let's see. Oh, that's better, no wonder. Okay, so we got our 3rd cut. And we're just gonna fold it here. So you should be able to get 4 cuts. From your sheet. And we're going to cut this off, and we've got 3. And now we're going to do number 4, and we're just going to grab maybe here we can fit. No, a little bit too short, but I'll just use this one. This area, and right here. As close so you can use this, because we are going to use all this foam. Should be enough for your 4 petals. So as close as possible, so you will have these small ones. And then we're going to cut our little leaf templates from our leftovers. So here you go. So you have your 4 leaves. Now we're going to use our little leaf template. Now, I kind of know it by heart, so we're going to just use this. And it's basically just little leaves. Little square off leaves like that. You have the template there, but you can cut them off easily. Use all your scraps. Try to get as much petals as you can. So I'm going to use this as my little template. Doesn't have to be perfect because they're all in the sunflowers. You've got tons of different leaves all over in the back, so it's kind of like the sepal is very, very unique. But maybe we can get another one from here. A little bit tight, but we can get it. So this is how you're going to optimize all your little leaves. So basically they don't have to be perfect, but we're going to use all this up. Now the good thing apart in this part is, as when you leave it square, like I'm going to get one out of there, leave all these little parts so you can get the most leaves out of it. And then I'm going to actually cut this in. I don't know if you can see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fold so I can cut 4 at a time. Depends on your scissors, how they are. So I'm just going to go like that, and just cut out these 4. So I have 4 more leaves, and they don't have to be perfect, but they will work perfectly for our you have the template there, but it's basically use up all your materials with as many leaves as possible. You should have approximately 56 at the end. So I'm going to grab another one here, and probably another one. Let me just cut this one off. Some can be a little bit fatter. They don't have to be perfect, remember that. So I'm gonna, let's see if I can get one out of here. Yes, I can. So we're gonna fold 1, 2, a little bit higher so that it can reach the bottom part of this. 3, and I don't think we could do the 4th, so we're gonna cut here. And here we go, more leaves. And we're gonna move that because this, we can't fit anything out of there. Unless you may need a little one because it's very random when we do these leaves. I'm gonna use this one for a little extra one. Now that leaf doesn't look that straight, so I'm just gonna straighten it out, and use here very Now I'm going to use this little edge over here. Well, let's see how many we're going to make. One, 2, 3, 4. Oh, look at that. So you're just going to cut little leaves off. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to try to get 1, 2, I don't know if you can see here. 3, and 4. So we got 4 out of there. Let's cut them up. So, and this is how you get 56 to 60 leaves for the sepal. Now, you don't have to have the 56 leaves. You can actually leave it with less, but I like it really full. You know, and those little, I'm going to do it this way better, to the side, so I can use the high. So there we go. 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, 20. So we got more to go. I'm just going to optimize the seed. Now you don't want to cut through your material because you want as many leaves as possible. No, I think I'm leaving them a little bit long compared to the template. So here we go. Here's another one. And you're just gonna keep on getting all your 56 leaves. Probably use your template because I think I left them wrong. And just continue to get them all out. Make sure you optimize all your material and get all your leaves out. And once we're finished, we continue.